Now, in the Slipper-Ashby case, as before the federal court, we heard this week an explanation from Steve Lewis from News Limited, from his lawyers, that the text message that said "we will get him," which was taken as a reference to getting Peter Slipper between the two of them. The context of that now is that they're saying it was a reference to a Commonwealth driver, that we will get him. In other words, we'll track him down and talk to him about that. I guess that depends on the text messages that preceded that, but according to the lawyers, it all makes sense and it's in context. The second issue now, though, is whether he needs to produce documents, and he says no, because I won't reveal my sources. The counter to that is, but we know who your source is. You've told us. It's Ashby. But he says, but there might be, or there is, a second source. The interesting challenge that the judge has now put out there, it's up to Steve Lewis, he says, to decide if he can honestly claim privilege. And he's got a week to contemplate
well,
that.
you could draw from that the judge doubts the argument and wants him to go away and have a long, hard look at himself. But it is interesting that there's this sort of level of discretion and flexibility still in the law where it's not cut and dried, it's not black and white, it's one person's word against someone else's. And the issue of protecting confidential sources means you can't divulge everything to prove your side or to debunk the other side. So, I don't know, it'd be interesting on Friday to see exactly how this turns out. I can't imagine, having argued that there is a second source, that Steve Lewis is suddenly going to say, oh no, you're right, I was wrong, here you go, have everything.
No, he'll need to stand by it, but it's a test of the act, it's a test of the whole arrangement around journalistic privilege. They're saying, well, you've got this privilege, but don't abuse it. I think that's what the judge is saying.
Yeah, he is, and it's an extraordinary handing over of responsibility for obeying the law. It would be terrific if we were, if we break the speed limit. No, I'm going to leave it up to you. Were you doing 150?
Think about it, come back and talk to me again.
No, I was doing 75, actually. Look, vaguely, but actually not related to this. I wonder if Mal Brough was at the LNP Queensland conference over the weekend.
He was hiding if he was.
Was he? Because I didn't see him. I didn't hear him speak.
No. All right, more with our panel shortly. Karen Middleton, Malcolm Farr and Phil Curry. But now it's time for Mike Bowers and Talking Pictures.